So I'll just show you my list here of the requirements to people online. All right. All right, so I'll get into it. I'll kind of show you the way I develop here. I usually use I'll have the page that I'm working on open in one browser, in this case Firefox, and then I'll open up the CMS in another browser. So I usually use IE for that. So I'll log in there. And I've actually got this all done, so I'm kind of just going to walk through what I did to build all this. So usually I'll open up a bunch of tabs once I'm in Kentico. So I'm going to do the Pages tab. Page Templates tab. Page Types tab, and then another one I'll do for CSS. All right. So I have an approach here. Initially, I just want to mock up the markup of the menu. So I'll just kind of mock that up quick. Shouldn't take long. So we're going to have a title and a subtitle on this second, or on the top level. So it'll be a title, subtitle. And then the second level will go in here. And then title of the second level. And we'll also have, for the articles, oops. Yeah, that's right. Like popular, if it's a popular article. And then the other thing is I need to set like an active class for that path. So this is basically just kind of a mock-up of what we're going to try to output with our viewer. I should mention exactly what the hierarchical viewer is. I don't know if everyone knows that. It's similar to the repeater, where it's going to iterate over all the items in the content tree and then apply a transformation to each one. And it also it allows you to apply a transformation at each level. So in the same way that a repeater would, but the way the hierarchical viewer works is you can apply it to multiple page types. So different page types, you can have a different transformation for each page type and different transformation applied to it at each level. So it's pretty powerful. I've actually been using it probably only since version 7. I kind of avoided it before just because it seemed like a lot of setup, but once you get to using it, it works out really well, I think. And it performs a lot better than like a repeater, a nested repeater. So here's our mock-up of the viewer, or the output, I should say. So I'll just start looking at what page types we're going to be applying this to in the menu. So if we go in the CMS, in the content, we know it's going to be applied to the top 5, it looks like, pages. So we'll just look at what page types these are. I'll just make a list. The page menu item. I'll just make a list. And store, it's the same. I think they're all the same. So top level is all a page menu item. And we'll get into the second level. The store, we have, again, a page menu item. For all of these. I'm not going to add the checkout to the menu, so we'll disregard that. And we can open the articles. This is an article, dancing goat type. So copy that out. And expand cafes. And this is a page type cafe dancing goat. So we know we have 3 page types to build transformations for. I'll go ahead and start creating that now. So we'd go to the page types and then figure out where we want to apply or create this hierarchical viewer transformation. It already has the dancing goat site transformations, which I thought would be a good spot to put it, just because it's going to be applied to multiple page types, so this is more generic. So I'm going to add it in here. So we'll edit this. Go to the transformations. And then you would do up here at the top, new hierarchical transformation. I've actually created it already, so I'll just open that up and just walk through what I did. I titled it main menu. So when you first add a new one, you don't have any of these transformations. And you just add them as you need them. To start off, we want to have like a header and a footer transformation. So that's going to be the opening and closing of the UL. So the header would simply be the opening UL. So the transformation type is header transformation. You're going to apply this to level 0. And in this case, we're going to apply it to sublevels. Because if you look in the sublevel, it also has a UL, the same, opening and closing. So we'll apply that to the sublevels. And then what I did is I created a new transformation. But in this case, I already have it here. So I'll just edit it and show you what I did. So simply just an opening UL. You can see my naming convention here, just the name of the viewer transformation, what level all, and then kind of just a maybe a description of what it's about open. So once you add that, you need to save the transformation, then you come back to this screen and make sure to save it. It's something I always forget. You need to save that. And you go to the transformations here and you add your footer. It's the same process. Again, I'm applying it to the sublevels. And it's a simple closing UL. Save it, and then go back to the transformations again. So now we'll start that top level. They're all page menu items. Oops. So the first one I'm going to add is a new transformation for that page menu item. I have that. I'm going to show you what I did. So we're going to select the page type, which is a CMS menu item, and apply that to the first level, level 0. And then what I initially did is created a new. I'll just edit to show you what I did. So here's the transformation applied to that item. And one thing I wanted to show you I forgot is we need to add that subtitle. So I'm going to open up another page tab here quick just to show you what I did. On the page menu item, we need to edit that, add a new field to it for that subtitle. So I just added this menu subtitle field, and it's just a simple text and then a text box. So we'll go back to our transformation, and then so this is just that one list item. It's pretty simple here. We just have the get document URL for the link, the menu item for the main name, oops, and then the menu item subtitle for that subtitle. Up here, this transformation right here, or transformation method, is document on selected path. So that'll tell us if returns a Boolean, true or false. And then I'm also using the if true. So if it is true, I'm just going to set that active class right here. One thing, this available transformation methods, I use this a lot, because I never remember all this. So they have all these available ones that is under the, I've took that after the Boolean operations. So we're using this if true one, and then is document on selected path. So this is the top level here. This will give us the page menu item. And then we have this placeholder where we want to inject that second level. This needs to be added to tell it where to add it. This, again, I never remember. You can also find that in that references. It's at the very bottom. Placeholders for sublevels. I always just copy and paste this in. So that's where our second level is going to go. You don't have to change the ID, just keep it as is. And you save that. And then make sure to save it again. So then we'll go back to our next level, and we'll start with article. I actually take that back. We have that second level for the page menu item, but it's simply just going to be a title this time. So we'd add a new one, level 1 this time, for that same page type, and then just same naming convention. This will be a lot simpler. Just the item name, and then we still have that same approach to adding the active class. We'd save that. Now we'll go back to the other page types. So the article, again, I had to add that in the requirements. We needed to add the popular flag. So I just added on the article page type. I just added another field. Let's see, where is it? So it is popular. And that's a Boolean. I just put required and defaulted it to false. It's just a checkbox on the form. And I'll create the transformation for that. And this time again, it's the first level. Same approach. It's the active, and then the link, and then the title, article title. And then I just have here, I have a, if true, if that checkbox is checked, add this. So it's pretty simple for now. Just added popular to that. And that's it for that. Save it. Here, your transformation, and then you want to save this, applying it there. And then finally we have the cafe. Again, first level, added for that page type. And then add that new transformation. And it's the same thing as the previous ones. So it's just a little different given the names and stuff for each page type. Okay, now that we have that created, that'll be all the transformations for it. I'm going to do is I'm going to update the master page to put the menu on. This Dancing Goat master page. It might not look the best, but you'll get to see how it works. In the layout tab, what I did is I just added this this web part zone here. That's where I'm going to add that menu. So it's above the header right now. So I added that, and then, so here's our demo menu, web part zone. I added a new web part, and then it would be the hierarchical viewer. This one here. Added a new one of these. I already have it added, so I'm going to just show you what I did. I have it visible. I'm just hiding it right now. I'll show you once we're done here. So the path is just going to start from the root, everything below it. The page types, I selected all those 3 page types that we figured out needed to be added. It's 2 levels. By default, this will actually have a node level, node order by, so I don't need to explicitly put that in there. And then this here, document menu, item, hidden navigation, I set that equal to 0. So if it is hidden navigation, don't display it. And then we'll select the transformation that we just built here. That's under here, and then we just selected main menu. And the only other thing I did was I added just a wrapper around this whole thing. Call it nav with the class of main. So what I'll do is I'll show this. Set it to visible. And then back on, refresh this page. So this is what we get. We have the 2 levels, the title, subtitle. I'll show you how I added a couple of those. In the form, we have the subtitle. I just put find one. Roasting hot, whatever. I just made some stuff up. And then, so that's added. Then we have our second level. I'll show you the output. So you can see we have the nav. Like here we have the active applied to articles. So that's the output. One other thing I did do is I have some CSS to make this a little better. We can see the active then too. So say we click on an actual article, that'll be set to active as well. So that's the menu. It's a way to just, I guess, make it a little more detailed than what your basic menu would be like they have at the top. The second thing I want to show is building that landing page. Oops. I'm going to hide this again because it takes up a lot of the screen. Okay. So the requirements for the landing page. Basically, my thought was to allow like content editors or marketing people to create landing pages as they want, and then they could add these, like choose from these type of building blocks, you could say. So these are the items that they could add to that page. A hero image that has text overlay on it, editable content, and with all these they can add as many as they want as well. So editable content, a lead form for that landing page, some callouts that have 3 across in a desktop, and then featured copies, so 3 across again. So what they can do is they'll be able to go in and add a new landing page and then just add all those items below that page, and they'll show up on that page. I have this offer section here that I'll demo on. So let's see. Again, we need to figure out what page types we need to add for this. So let's see. Page types. We know the hero, so this will have to create a new custom page type for that, and that will have text. Editable content, which is simply just going to be a rich text editor. A lead form, so they'll be able to create new forms using Kentico, and then what we'll do is we'll use the widget within that editable content area to add that form in. So we won't have to create anything new for that. And then callouts across the bottom, we'll need to create a new callout type. And featured coffee. And there's obviously already coffee on the site, so we won't have to create anything for that either. So we need to create 4 new page types. I'll just kind of show you what I did quick. Oops. So what I did is I just titled it Dancing Goat dash landing, so I knew it was for that landing page, and then hero. Created the new fields. Just has 2 fields, one for the image, and I like to use the media libraries for that. So it's just a text data type, and then the size 255, and then image caption, and then the form controls media selection. That way they'll be able to select from the media library for that. I didn't set any height or width on it right now. Next one is editable content. So it's pretty simple. It's just going to be a field called content, and then I'm using the rich text editor for that. And then a callout. Which is right here, landing callout. I didn't write up any requirements for that, so I just kind of figured it has like a main text and then a button below that. So just a simple text box for the main text. The button text, again, is just a text box, button URL, just allow them to select using a URL selector if it's a page within the site. Otherwise, they could type in their own URL. If it is an external link, set this is button external link. That way it'll, in the transformation, we can set the target of the link to a new window or a new tab. So that's the page types. Then one other thing I added was like these containers for the callouts, since we want to have 3 callouts or 3 coffee products across, what I did was I added just a generic container page type for those. And what I'll do in the transformation is it's basically just going to be a div wrapper using that. So just a container, and there's no fields applied to these. This container and the coffee container. Just a simple placeholder page type. With all the allowed types, I just made it so they're only allowed under a page menu item. And then, like in this case, just allow callouts below it. So the callout, its parent page type, is only allowed to be this page type here, this callout container. It makes it simpler for the content editor not to give them a lot of choices. I did that with all of them. All right, and then we'll get into the actual hierarchical viewer. Again, I added that to the Dancing Goat site transformations. And I just called it landing. So this time there's not going to be like a header or a footer at all. It's just going to be all these different items added to the page. So we don't have to add a header or footer. I'll just go down. I know we started with the landing here, so I'll start with that one. And just apply this to the level 0. I'll show you how we're going to add items to the pages so it makes sense. So what we'll do is they can add these new page types any way they want under this landing page. So here we have like a container, the coffee container, and then the coffee. So I'll go back, show you the hero. And Dancing Goat uses Bootstrap, I think, so just using that, add a div class row, and I just added this extra class hero in case we needed it. That text, so that overlay text, and then the image, and then again the Bootstrap image responsive to get that responsive image. Save that, save it again. Next, I'll look at the editable content. So it's real simple, just adding that content inside a row container. I added the content class in case we needed that. And then the other two, we have coffee and the callouts. So for those two, we need to add a container. This will be at the level 0. You can see it's just that simple container class. And then below that, here we're going to have that second level. So we'll add the coffee here using that placeholder. Let's go back to transformations and the coffee. And this actually, since they already had this on their main site already. I basically just took what they had for the transformation and copied it over to this. So it's going to look like this. I just copied what they had. The callout container will be just like the coffee container with that row container class or container div, and adding that placeholder. And then callout. Using Bootstrap just to get that 3 across, and I added a callout class. And the text, and then the button. Here's where I have that. If it's an external link, just set the target. Oops, you. Underscore blank. And just applying again the Bootstrap button classes. So then I create that page template for the landing page. This is really basic. We just have a container and then the web part zone where we're going to add that hierarchical viewer. So just this is going to build that entire page. I set the path to everything just below that current page. And selected the page types that we created. I'll show you that. So these are the page types that we created where we're there. And then that's it, other than adding that transformation, the hierarchical transformation. Just select the one that we created. It's under the dancing goat, and it was this landing one. And then I just wrapped everything in a landing class, just so I could style it. So what I'll do is I'll go through and add a new one, just to show you how simple it is for the content editors to add. So we'll do a new page menu item. And then select that landing page template that we created. Give it a name. Landing page. Now we can add items to this page. Let's say like I want to do my callouts first. Oops. Actually, we'd want to do a callout container. Or maybe that's what I did. Let's call it callouts. And then below that, we can add our callouts. We want to select somewhere. Save that. We'll add 2 more callouts. Maybe this one will say like, it could be a featured store or site or something. So button URL, we'll just type it in, I don't know, Caribou. I don't know if that's the actual URL, but, and then this will go to an external site, so we'll select that. More call out. Set that to here. Okay, maybe we want to add that hero image. I'll just select one from the media library. I don't see why it's not showing up. Oh, we have a little low resolution, so I can't see anything. See, I know there's our story image is big, so we'll select that. And the text overlay. And I'll add the coffee. So here we got to add the coffee container. Then we'll add coffee underneath that. Since they're already on the site, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add or link an existing page. This way we don't have to create new ones, and it'll just be managed by in one spot. Oops, what am I doing? I gotta link it here. And let's add one more coffee. Need to link it. And then we need to add like an editable content area. And you know, we don't have to add any of these. It's just if that content editor wants to. And they can put in any kind of marketing stuff they want in here. So the other thing they want to do is add a form, like a lead form to this page. And I actually already created the form, just a lead form for the landing page. They could go in and create a new form if they wanted to. And I just used a form builder with a simple name, email, phone number, and message. You can add whatever they want. So for that, to get that on the page, they can add a new editable content area. Let's call it lead form. And we'll add that form using the widget. And then just select the form. So now we have that form on the page. See, we have callouts, coffee. I think that's everything. Yep. So now this page is built. Landing page, if we go to it. Offer/landing. So you can see we have everything we added to it. I have some CSS too to apply to this to make it look a little better. Then the other nice thing, using this, we can change the order of how it comes out on the page. So I spelled this wrong, but that's the hero. Say we want that at the top. And then maybe we want that message that we added. The coffee to show up after that. Then a lead form, and then the callouts. So they can come in here and just sort everything they want right within the content tree. We want Colombian coffee at top. And So now that's all reordered. And we'll refresh it. One other thing. I think it must be cached. So I'm just going to clear the cache. Refresh it. There we go. It's ordered the way they want it, and they can just add whatever they want to this page, just all using this one web part. That's really it. Those are the items I wanted to show today for the people online. If you want to learn more about us, I guess, you can go to our website, Dahlin Development, and then I'll probably post some blog posts on these two items. I think Brian will probably put something on the Kentico user group site as well. That's really it.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for people who joined us here on the webinar, and for those of you that are here at the office here for the live event and discussion afterwards. I will be posting the recording on the KenticoUserGroup.org website, and if you are at all interested in events going forward, you can take a look there, or on Meetup. You can find our user group on Meetup, and we're just the Kentico user group there as well. So again, thanks everyone. Thank you, Joel, for presenting, and until next time, thanks a lot.